What is up? This is one of my favorite modules. So, today, well, I should tell you who I am. My name is Bobby, I do music, and today we are checking out the Friedman BE Deluxe for the Synergy amp system. The Synergy system, of course, being a series of two modules that you can put into different housings. They've got a one module amp top desktop thing. I've got the two module rack mount unit, combos, heads. They also do cabs and power amps, and you can add channels to your existing amps or make it your own custom sort of thing. So, the Friedman BE Deluxe, I was so happy when this thing came out. This is, as of the time of recording, one of the newer modules in the system, and I was, at the time this thing came out, right before this came out, I was looking at getting both the HBE and the BE modules. They were two separate modules for the system, and I was okay with that. It's a little, it's more expensive than one module, obviously, but I wanted those sounds, and now they've got it in a combined module, and it's fantastic. So before we talk about the module itself, signal chain. This is an Ibanez S320. It's an old guitar, but it's a good guitar. I have DiMarzio deactivators in it, very high output passive humbuckers, very wide open sound, very dynamic, very aggressive. I really love these pickups, man. That is going through my pedal board, which is bypassed save for a Rev G8 noise gate in the loop. If you want to hear it without, it's just a little hiss. It's not that bad. It just saves me some trouble in the edit. So other than the gate, bypassed pedal board, into the BE Deluxe in the Syn 2, into my Torpedo Live with the Mesa 4x12 with a 57 and 121 on it. That's my same Dyne-IR setup that I use for all of these Synergy demos, so you can get the same baseline idea of what these sound like. And that goes out to your ears. I've also got a Walrus D1 and R1 after the Torpedo Live doing delay and reverb. It's just a little bit of... just a little bit for taste. So, the BE Deluxe is two channels, like all of the Synergy modules. They are two identical but independent channels. So, each channel has gain, bass, middle treble, and volume, output volume, as well as a two-position BE and HBE switch, which switches between the lower gain BE tones and the higher gain HBE stack. And then it's also got a saturation switch, which takes down the dynamics and makes the signal a little bit more compressed. I'll demo that as well. And in addition, inside the unit are two dip switches, one for structure, which is a gain structure, that lets you take it down to a slightly lower gain thing. It can still very much do the high gain, but it does make it a little bit more pleasant to my ear if I want to run the BE channel down at a lower gain, kind of edge of breakup, bluesy sort of thing. And then there's also a low end, low boost switch in there, which boosts the low end after the fact, almost like a depth boost on a power amp. I'll demo both of those. Right now I've got the low boost out and the structure in the higher gain stock switch. So we're listening to this thing basically as it would come out of the box. So we're going to use the bottom channel for the BE and the top channel for the HBE. It just saves me some switch flipping, but we'll demo tones on both of them. So starting on the bottom channel, I'm going to wind the gain down to 9 o'clock like I always do. I'm going to take the saturation switch out, so it's just raw, wide open tones. So yeah, huge gain range, very crunchy, very open, very raw, very Friedman. I love the Friedman BE thing, absolutely. One of my favorite tones. It just has that growl, that bark to it that I really like. So let's talk really quick about the saturation switch. The way I'm going to demonstrate this to you, I'm going to play some palm muted higher notes, something kind of... something like that. It's very dynamic, it's very transient heavy, and you're definitely going to hear how it changes the character, because it's very much a feel thing as well, but that's hard to convey when I'm the one feeling it. So the other thing you'll notice when I hit the saturation switch into the saturation position, which is down, is a volume drop with that added compression and saturation. We will compensate. Not a big deal. It's like barely a turn of the volume knob. So with the saturation out, what I'm hearing and feeling is more of a pillow around the transient. It's a lot less pokey, a lot less dynamic, in a pleasant way. It's very smooth now. Take it out. So the saturation switch really makes high gain lead playing super pleasant and fluid on this module for sure. I'm going to take it out for the BE because I prefer the BE wide open without the saturation. The HBE I could go either way. So we'll play with the saturation in that mode too. Let's mess with the EQ though. So I'm going to put the gain back down at about 1 o'clock, 1:32, somewhere in there. That position on the camera, what's there right now. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I love a Friedman EQ, especially the mid-range. Very growly, very barky, very forward, very punchy. Super fun, super fun. So I'm going to switch over to the top channel, which I've got in the HBE mode, and a reminder, you can set both channels however you want between the BE, HBE, all the different controls, the saturation, very customizable in that regard. But I'm just using the top channel for the HBE, the higher gain mode. And in fact, what I'll do to show you the difference in gain structure is I will just get these EQs more or less lined up. and make sure I'm not going to clip anything. And we'll get the gains pointed just past noon there. And here is the BE. And here's where the HBE adds. Super, super, super satisfying to play. Fire breathing is how I would describe that for sure. And again, we'll check out the saturation. It is what it is, man. So without. Again, you get more of that pillow around the transient, and it just gets super fluid and liquidy. And with the gain way up, and maybe roll the treble down, push the mids, you've got this super easy to play, gratifying to play lead tone. God, it's so good, man. It's one of my favorites. Okay, had to do a little cut there because I almost forgot to demo the dip switches on the inside. So let's talk about those. So I'm back down on the green channel, the bottom channel, which I have set for the BE, and we're in just, gain at noon. And actually, I'm going to wind the gain back down to about 10 o'clock. I'm going to go to the neck pickup in single coil mode here and just do a little kind of bluesy, funky sort of stuff. And then I'm going to cut to the structure switch being in the low gain position so you can hear the difference between the two. So as you can hear very clearly, that cleans the module up a lot. But if I go back to the humbucker in the bridge and drive back up, we still have plenty of crunch on hand. It's maybe a little bit less up there, but I'm certainly not lacking. And if I switch this over to the HBE mode, still plenty of gain on tap, so you're not missing anything. I actually tend to leave it in the low gain mode because it really does clean up quite nice. Now let's talk about that low switch. So I'm going to get us back into crunch territory here. About like that. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to play just a little bit of low, chunky, you know, kind of angry, that stuff. And then again, I'll cut to the low boost being in. So just a little bit thumpier. It's nice. I tend to leave it out just because, especially in the studio, I tend to kind of roll off some low end anyway to make room for the bass and make sure we're not getting in the way of the kick drum as well. So, but still, great sounding module. One of my favorites. I love the crunch and the bark and the bite that you can get out of this thing. It's super gratifying to play. It just sounds right to my ear. I really love it. So thank you for checking it out. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like and a comment if you did. Let me know what you think. And if you want to see more demos, subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.